There has been a ton of debate going around about whether or not Ohio State QB Dwayne Haskins will be the second QB selected in this draft, or if he is about to experience a fall to the back half of the first round or even further. The rumors have been full swing on Haskins, with him going anywhere from the Giants at 6 to the Raiders at 24. The question I pose to you is, where would you consider it acceptable to draft a QB who likely wouldn't see the field in the first season? Is there any point where you would be okay with the Raiders going after Haskins in this draft? The huge needs Oakland has all over the field makes drafting a QB a tough pill to swallow for many to see them spend a high pick when they already have Derek Carr. There is no doubt that they need many playmakers, yet on both sides of the field, QB is not tops on the list of things the Raiders are in desperate need for. However, there is always a shopper when it comes to quarterbacks in the NFL, and getting a good one is a premium that can pay dividends in many ways. Dwayne Haskins would be one hell of a backup plan to Derek Carr if he does struggle in 2019, and he could easily demand a premium in trade if Carr regains his franchise QB status. The one fact that we all agree on is that the NFL is a cold business, and if the team thinks they can improve, they will do it no matter who they already have in place. If John Gruden is not completely sold on the future of the franchise under Carr, then you better believe that he'd be willing to spend a high pick on someone he considered an upgrade. That brings us back to the rumors swirling around Dwayne Haskins' possible fall in the draft. As good of a prospect as he appears to be, he only has one starting season under his belt, and he is competing with a 3.5-year starter in Drew Lock of Missouri to be the second QB picked in 2019. To make matters worse for Haskins, he might not even be third because of the sudden hype, lifting Duke QB Daniel Jones into the first-round conversation as well. ESPN's Todd McShay touched on this topic on the morning show Get Up the other day when he spoke about the possibility of other QBs leapfrogging Haskins due to his lack of experience. Though he does say that he ultimately sees Haskins going in the top 10, he sees the best fit with the Giants, who could easily pass on taking a QB at 6 because they have another pick coming at 17th overall. If any of these quarterbacks are going to fall a little bit, it might be Haskins, Todd McShay said on ESPN's Get Up. It will be interesting to see. I keep hearing the Giants may not be in love with Haskins. I put him there because it's kind of the only place in the top 10 I felt good about putting him. I do think, ultimately, he'll wind up going somewhere in that range. But it may be a team moving up. The Giants could just pass on him and wind up taking Drew Lock a little bit later with that 17th pick. That isn't the only NFL insider that believes that the 10 to 17 range is entirely possible for the Ohio State QB either. Adam Schefter also said he ultimately believes that will be the range that Haskins will be picked in as well. He spoke on the issue on SiriusXM Radio, and he also said that some teams don't even have a first-round grade on Haskins going into this draft. I've spoken to teams who don't have a first-round grade on Dwayne Haskins, Adam Schefter just now on at SiriusXM Fantasy, predicts Haskins will be picked in the 10 to 17 range, though. Mike Clay, at Mike Laneful, April 16, 2019. This chatter hasn't escaped the attention of Haskins, though he says he couldn't care less about it. That's actually a great attitude to take about the situation, because if you can't control it, then why worry about it? I couldn't care less, Haskins said on ESPN's First Take. I did well at the Combine, did well at meetings at the Combine. I threw the ball well at Pro Day, and I did well at my visits and my meetings. I did what I had to do as far as this process. It's just been a long time. I'm ready to go play football again. Draft is next week, so we'll see what happens. There is also the opposite opinion of Haskins' draft stock, with Trent Dilfer stating that he believes he is Tom Brady-ish in his intelligence, and Barstool Sports put out this bold tweet on Haskins' behalf. The best quarterback in this year's draft class is Ohio State's Dwayne Haskins. Say it louder for the people in the back. Pic.twitter.com/xnripipa, Barstulosu, @Barstulosu, April 19, 2019. That brings us back to the Raiders, who very well could decide to take a chance on Dwayne Haskins if the price was right for them. He is a tall QB with a quick release that could translate very well into John Gruden's quick strike offense. Though Haskins wasn't pressured often in Urban Meyer's Ohio State offense, he did have phenomenal stats in his 1 year, starting with him completing over 70% of his passes and throwing 50 touchdowns. If the Giants do pass on him for a different signal caller in this draft, then the Raiders might be a great fit for him to sit for a season and learn from a QB guru coach in Gruden. It also could help motivate Derek Carr into a better season, with him knowing without a doubt in that circumstance that he needs to step up or he would be being shipped out. What do you think, Raider Nation? At what point do you think it'd be worth it to consider Dwayne Haskins in this draft, or is it just too high of a pick to use on a player that likely wouldn't contribute in his rookie season? There is a lot to like about Haskins, but is he worth a high pick in this draft for the Raiders? Poll: where would you consider it acceptable for the Raiders to draft Ohio State QB Dwayne Haskins? 4% fourth overall. If Gruden believes he is the QB to lead the Raiders, then no cost is too high. 7 votes, 11% 24th or 27th. If he falls to the back half of the first round, then I'm okay with it, but not before then. 18 votes, 19% 35th. The only way the Raiders should take a chance on Haskins is if he falls to them in the second round. 30 votes, 64% no. There is no way the Raiders should draft a QB in this draft with so many holes and already having Derek Carr. 101 votes, 156 votes total. Vote now. Let's block ads. Why?